Hey there guys, welcome back to Let's Play 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. Last time we beat the game and got to the axe ending, although there is apparently another ending hidden over there, and there's also these, like, key, like a locked key and a locked lock. So, I can see that the key goes down this path, and I'm guessing... that's not what I wanted. I had to basically, like, restart the game in order to get to this place, but I'm guessing here... That's the 4 and the 5 door, and I'm guessing that is the 4 door. Wait, didn't I go down the 4 door this time? Why is that key locked then? Unless... I'm trying to remember. Okay, no, the kitchen, the casino. The kitchen was the one I went... Well, was it? Yeah, the kitchen... So this is the 4 door. So what this is saying then, if I am understanding correctly, is that the first time when I went through the 4 door, went through the second class cabin and the kitchen, I could have picked up the key. However, this time when I went through, I went to the sub ending. I didn't go over towards... So bringing the key over here, if I had it, would potentially allow me to get through the... Unlock that lock, but since I didn't go through the 4 route initially, I can't do that. However, before I do that, I do see that there's another ending locked this way, and I've never gone down this path, so... Let's head...
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 7 pieces.
Okay, so here we are jumping through all of this. There they are about to fight, and that's what initially made me go through the 6 door, because I wanted to see them if they like went at each other's throats. I thought that'd be interesting. So I've gone through the 1 door, I've gone through the 2 door, I've not yet gone through the 6 door.
I want to go through door 6.
What's interesting is, if I remember correctly, this is actually what he wrote down the first time. No. Not doing that. Not doing that.
That's a problem. None of these teams will be able to go through the doors they want.
Clover and I chose door 1.
Lotus and I chose door 2.
That's not enough people to open a numbered door, however.
The digital routes don't match up either.
Uh-oh.
We've got similar problems. Junpei and I want to go through door 6. But our digital route is 5. If we're gonna open that door, we need a 1.
Damn, what are we gonna do now?
What are we going to do?
I kind of wondered about this before, because I was like, he just sort of like is writing all the numbers down and just going to where he wants to go. But it was just conveniently worked out that way, which seemed a little bit implausible. Ah.
Why don't Seven and Lotus go through door 1 with me?
What about me?
Well, we need a 1, Ace.
Isn't that obvious?
I love how Clover calls him out on being stupid.
Wasn't one of the teams just complaining that they didn't have a 1?
You mean I should join Santa's team?
Sure, come on.
Yes.
Huh. I understand. I'll go through door 6 then.
I mean, ultimately, we just sort of like randomly divvied
If
it
we
up.
do as Clover has suggested, we can all pass through a numbered door and no one will be left behind.
Which is the best way
This
to go
seems
about
to
it.
be the most reasonable solution.
Especially since you need 3, so it's not like you can ever open all 3
7.
doors.
Lotus, what do you guys think?
I don't have a problem with it.
Me either.
All right then, we're good to go.
See you later.
Wait, Clover! Don't move on your own!
Why not?
Oh, I'll be going too then.
Like, what do you think? Someone's going to attack her out here?
Be careful.
We should get going as well.
Of course we should, and we will. To door number 6.
This is E-Deck.
Oh, is this where the library was?
There should be a door at the end of the hall.
All right, let's go.
That's interesting, because you can't get the library card unless you also
Here
go
it
through
is.
door 1.
You guys ready? Yeah. Then let's get to it.
No hesitation.
Hey, I found it. It's right there.
Wait a minute. I somehow got back on adventure again. Fortunately, the door was located easily enough. This would have been placed quite close to the door they'd entered through. I went. I'm like, they're going awfully fast. I'm like, wait, I'm in adventure. God damn it! They gather around it quickly and hurriedly place their palms in the authentication one by one.
It stopped.
It always does. Like, I get why it would be. I don't know why it'd be so really. Oh, it stopped. It's like you knew it would stop. I get the tension of we have to find the dead within like 90 seconds.
Yes, it stopped.
I think it's 81 seconds. I think it's 9 times 9. Countdown to cease, but Junpei's heart was still pounding in his chest like a frantic, thunderous drum. Felt as though it might shake itself up and out of his throat.
I don't believe I'll ever get used to that.
I'm not sure it's something I'd want to get used to.
You've said that before.
We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing.
You got that right. Once I'm out of this hellhole, I'm taking a nice long vacation.
I agree.
With that, the doom and gloom from before was done and the mood turned somewhat lighter.
All right, let's go.
With that attempt at good humor, Junpei took a deep breath and began to walk. He jogged down the stairs at the end of the hallway, and he found himself staring at a large door.
This door looks heavy.
But it's not locked. I'm opening it.
He took hold of the bar that served as a doorknob and shoved it down. Yep, it's one of those ship doors. I've seen those in a lot of different shows. Room before stopped him in his tracks. That's a big room. It was Okay, gargantuan is a better word than big. I will give that to you, game. Entirely of metal. None of the accents or wood entirely seen in the rest of the ship. This room was purely functional, but utterly tremendous.
Whoa, what the hell is this?
His hands got out a few words before awe stole the rest of them. Those were two sons to offer anything more than gasps.
This has to be the biggest room so far. The ceiling is pretty high, too.
Could be 2 stories, maybe even more.
It looks like 3 from what I'm looking at.
This space could be utilizing the entire length of the ship.
It very well may be. Like, what is this?
What's that huge Kamaboko-looking building in the middle?
Kamaboko? What is that? She pointed to the massive building in the center.
Kamaboko? Well, I guess that's as good of a description of it as any.
Is that an actual thing, or is this like whenever Junpei, not Junpei, yeah, Junpei. Wow, for some reason I thought that I got his name wrong. Made up the nonsense word for the dog painting. Junpei and the others were standing on the scaffolding that crisscrossed the whole area. Proper term was catwalk, Junpei thought, although that didn't seem particularly important.
I see stairs, so we may as well head over to them.
Yeah, but this section's barely wide enough to fit one person.
You're right.
Nearby was a long iron staircase that made its way eventually to the floor beneath them.
Whoa, you can't even tell the shape when you're this close.
Let's check out the other side, too.
They moved around towards the opposite side of the massive building, following the catwalk. They hadn't said much as they walked, but as they approached the building, Ace suddenly spoke up.
This looks to be the steam engine room.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. The engine room would have to be fairly massive.
The steam engine room?
Yes, that thing that looks like a cross-section of a mushroom is the boiler. You see the 3 round doors near the bottom? Coal is put into those and burned, which heats the water, producing steam.
I'm amazed that, I mean, it makes sense if this ship was launched, back before World War II, around the same time as the Titanic, but I'm still surprised that steam is what's used. Like, they had diesels back then, didn't they? I know they had diesels in the U-boats that the Germans were using.
The same thing that drives a steam engine. This one is simply somewhat larger.
I see.
It doesn't appear to be running right now.
Engine room is as silent as a... Well, yeah, because we're docked. Whenever we went... Although, granted, you wouldn't notice in this playthrough, but whenever we went through and charted our route, we know we are somewhere between France and England.
All right, let's split up.
Then, all of a sudden, Junpei heard a noise behind him. He turned just in time to see June collapse to her knees.
Hey, what's wrong? Are you all right?
Didn't you do this before, too? He dashed towards her and wrapped his arm around her. Around her shoulders to steady her.
Hey, June.
It was then that he noticed.
Jumpy.
You... Oh, you're really warm.
Because she didn't do this at all the last time I played, did she? Like, because the first time I went through, and I went through door 6, and I feel like she had this little moment in one of the 2 doors that I went with her. But the other playthrough, when I went through door 5 and eventually through the axe ending, she didn't have this like fever thing at all.
Is your fever coming back?
I don't know if that means anything, because I also think I typically didn't actually go through doors with June. I think only the first door I ever did, so that may just be a result of never spending any time with her.
Yes. Yes. It probably is.
It's interesting he says coming back when she's never displayed having a fever in this playthrough. Because this is like piggybacked off of my other one, right? Where I went down to where the doors were selected, but I assume it takes my most recent selection from up above, where I went through the casino.
But I'm fine. Please, don't worry about me. I just need to rest. And I'll be fine.
Her voice was weak and forced. Said a great deal more than her words did.
Okay, here, sit down, careful.
She carried her to the nearest wall and propped her up against it. She let her head fall back against the wall as if she no longer had the strength to support it, and she drew a ragged breath.
Thank you.
Her eyes were empty, as if she was having trouble focusing them, and even speaking seemed difficult for her. Junpei felt his hand ball itself to a fist and clenched tight, his knuckles whitening. He had to find a way out, and quickly. He turned and looked at Ace and Santa in turn.
Ace, Santa.
Yes.
Right.
They might not have shared the depth of his emotion, but they certainly shared his concern.
All right, let's get started. Hang in there, June. I'm gonna get you out of here real soon.
She managed a small nod before she leaned back to rest her head on the wall. That's a big room. It's a tunnel. It was all the way across the ship. I'd say this is probably to move coal from place to place. Probably comes from over there. And the belt carries it down the tunnel and out here. So the conveyor belt was moving, and the coal will certainly come out here. Well, that's a pillar. So there doesn't seem to be anything super relevant here. It's a square hole. Nothing's in here. And look at the back wall there. See 3 small terminals of some sort of connector, perhaps. Look at that button. It's glowing orange, right? It's gotta mean something. So it's gotta glow green first. So this is where you put coal in the furnace? That's right. I looked at it earlier, but it's rusted shut, I'm afraid. Perhaps you should check the other side? I guess we can look in here real quick. This gear's rusted, but it still looks pretty sturdy. It's a golden gear. It looks like it was always golden like this. I imagine it was prepared especially for the game. So there's a golden gear of some sort. There's a bunch of wooden boxes here by the wall. Yeah, I had to look through those. There's nothing there. There's a barrel under the stairs. Unfortunately, it's empty. God dang it. There's another one here. So a gold gear, a bronze gear, and a silver gear? Nah, silver's way too soft to use for gears. It's gotta be steel or iron gear that's coated with silver. You think you need to haul this thing back? No, I think 7 could probably carry it, don't you? Kitty, I can't see. This is a huge oven for the boiler. There's 3 open areas in it. Each of them opens has a gear in it. There's a pair of wooden boxes here. There's nothing in them. Do you have to balance them? Look, it's some kind of snowman secret meeting. It's funny how everyone tells Ace, like, stupid things. Those are just bags full of sand. Use them as counterweight when you're lifting something with a pulley system. Man, you are too serious. What's interesting is there's not enough weight to really get the pulley anywhere. Is this still so? Okay. There's placement. This must unlock the door to the left. Man, there's way too much to go through in this room. Holy crap. Yeah, looks like the exit. The door slides up into the ceiling. I had yet to find anything. I mean, I'm looking around a lot, which is good. It's the bottom of the massive boiler. We'll leave this the opening for fueling the furnace. We'll put some coal here and ignite it. Then the steam engine might start working. But we need coal first. There's this damn gear again. I think you're supposed to put coal through these, but they're welded shut. I can get these open. So what the heck am I supposed to find? Like, there's a lot of stuff to look at, but I can't actually find any... Oh, can go up here. Okay, that's something. Two columns are different than the others. Lights are red. Especially when I do something rather specific with them. Why did we not slide her down? It needs to be prepared somehow. I'm assuming all of these are down. Alright, coming up here. Here's the A door. There's an A on it. So we will in the center of the door. I'm surprised it opened, actually. It's totally pitch black in there. Looks just like the door we went into. Looks on the other side, yeah? Interesting. I'm a little lost as to where specifically I am. It looks like that's the pipe. So the bottom connects to the conveyor belt housing. Almost come out of this pipe in the conveyor belt. In other words, there must be a great deal of coal in that pipe. A bunch of boxes in my way. I can't get through. And there's also a C door. So this, there's an A door over there. Looks like a hand-operated winch. I don't know if there's any way to operate it. God dang it! Let me find something that I can actually interact with. My God, this room is massive. Actually, I can't go into that one. Wonder why. So it looks like if I go through the B door, I come out on the other side of the boxes. Alright, let's give this wheel a spin. I'm feeling resistance. Finally, something that I can use. I didn't break it. It broke by itself. Well, that's the case then. That wheel wasn't originally part of this winch. That means... Yeah, it was part of the other winch, obviously. Obviously. Was it through the C door we got to the winch? I think so. I'm not pretty... there's no wheel to turn. Oh, yeah. You have to wheel up off the other winch, don't I? Oh, that's perfect. Like they're made for each other. I should be able to turn this now. We should be able to haul the wooden box up now. You see the wooden box? It's under the kit. Can you see it? Same. Okay, shut up. There's some sort of device in the box. I'm not sure. Just pull it up, dude. Stop talking. Like, there's something down there. I can't see what it is. We should probably pull up the winch. But if I'm going to talk, so you can't pull up the winch. This wheel only turns to the left. Means we can't reel up the rope. We can only let the rope down. Interesting. I think that'll be a problem, though. We'll simply need to go downstairs after letting the wooden box down. Counting on you, Junpei.
I believe the box has reached the floor.
Yeah.
Let's take his head over to the side of the catwalk and look down. Box had only recently hung just below the catwalk, now sat near the floor. I'm going to rest near the end of the tunnel to cover the conveyor belt.
June's down over by there.
So we could see her still leaning against the wall as if she barely had the strength to sit up. I mean, so far away, it was not difficult to see she had not improved. Most thought you could see heat rising from her body.
She doesn't seem to be improving.
Ace's expression was inscrutable, but he said what they had all been thinking.
Well, of course not. She's not gonna just get better right away, you know? It'll take time.
Tried to desperately convince himself that that's what he said was true.
What could be causing this, I wonder? Illness, perhaps?
Nah, it's gotta be exhaustion.
Sanders Ross was confident and certain.
She gets dropped into some weird-ass shit, forced to play some messed-up game. If you think about it, it's a lot weirder that we aren't freaking out just like her, you know?
That is kind of true.
So you're saying we're abnormal?
Yeah. We're just running around this room, solving all these puzzles like it's just business as usual. How the hell could you call that normal? We're just guinea pigs.
Sanders snorted in disgust.
A guinea pig? You mean like a lab rat? You mean we're being used for some sort of experiment? Is that what you're saying?
Dunno. But it does seem like a possibility, you know?
I mean, there's a big question of why the nonary game is even happening, other than Zero's a twisted person. But all of the pseudoscience that's been introduced as part of this, and the fact that, at the very least, Lotus's kids and Clover and Snake were part of the nonary game from 9 years ago. There's definitely more to it than just Zero's crazy. They stood there for a few more minutes, no one speaking until Santa turned and walked away from the winch. Jimmy and Ace followed him.
You know, speaking of experiments,
Santa suddenly stopped.
there was this experiment some scientists did with rats.
I'm actually glad to see this, because the other route I took didn't have a whole lot of these little asides. I love the asides.
First, they took a squarish C-shaped tank and filled it with enough water that the rats could drown in it.
That's an awesome experiment.
The tank has 2 exits. Just to make it easy, we'll call one A and the other B. Exit A is pitch black, so dark even a rat can't see anything. But exit B is electrified, which means the rat can't leave through it. So, what would a rat do if it was put in this situation?
It would go to B, find out I can't leave, and hopefully figure out to go into A.
Which exit would the rat choose?
There's a moment of silence after Santa posed the question, and Ace responded.
B, of course. The rat has no way of knowing that exit B is electrified.
Exactly. The rat goes to exit B. Of course, like I said, it's electrified, which means the rat can't get out that way. So, after a lot of trial and error, the rat finally finds exit A.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I can't say that's very interesting or relevant. It's simply the story of a laboratory experiment.
You're right. It isn't very interesting. Yet.
What, do, like, subsequent rats choose exit A faster? That just seems to be the theme of this
These
game.
scientists repeated this experiment over and over, using hundreds of different rats over several generations. This produced some surprising results. With each generation, the rats took less time to find the correct exit.
That's what I was just based on the way the game has been very, very focused on, like, communal memories.
Eventually, a rat was put in the tank who instantly chose exit A without even attempting to go to exit B. But that wasn't the most impressive part. The same experiment was conducted in another laboratory, far from the original one, with the same results. No, on second thought, the results weren't really the same.
What, did the second laboratory go to A faster than the first laboratory?
The rats in this second experiment began the trials with significantly faster times than the first rats in the initial one.
Again, because this game is obsessed with communal memory and, you know, an entire species having shared thoughts that you can't really perceive but still exist.
These rats weren't related to the others and had never even come in contact with them. And yet, they all easily found their way to exit A as though they already knew. What did it mean?
Are you suggesting something like telepathy? They were passing information to one another through some undetectable medium?
Ace looked skeptical. Santa snorted at him.
How the hell would I know? I'm not any kind of scientist. I don't know what made him do that. But I do know that story's true. And if you've got another explanation, I'd sure love to hear it. Come on, let's get going. There's still a lot here we haven't checked out. And we gotta get the hell out of here before June passes out.
Alright, he turned around and started walking. Junpei wasn't quite allowed to leave the topic
Hey,
alone.
wait. There's something I want to ask you.
What?
Why did they use that tank for the experiment?
What tank?
Huh?
Well, I mean, it seems like you could conduct the same experiment without the water. They could have just used a dry box, you know? If they needed to motivate the rats to escape, they could have, I don't know, put some bait by exit B or something. I mean, do they really have to make it so the rats can drown?
Santa gave a grim bark of a
You
laugh.
know, the word emergency comes from the same root as the word emerge.
That's an interesting fact.
You ever think about that?
Huh?
Well, an emergency is something urgent, often something dangerous. And to emerge means to sort of come out, or appear, or rise out of something else. So what's going to emerge in an emergency? Inspiration.
They do say necessity is the mother of invention.
Inspiration?
Yeah. Think about it. When the chips are down, either you crack or your mind focuses and pulls up what you need.
And June is cracking, which is kind of an unfortunate point.
So in an emergency, your real potential emerges. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. That's why the rats had to drown. They had to be in danger. There had to be an emergency for inspiration to emerge.
Well, hopefully they didn't actually drown, did they? You said they eventually found their way out. Junpei suddenly felt cold. The back of his head was aching and his stomach felt strange. So back through C. And then is it A door that gets me actually out of here? Yes. So where is the... Okay, control panel for something. Some kind of machine. Maybe a control panel? And yep, there's the 3 brackets. So we know what it's for. Boop, boop, boop. This whole control panel goes. I want to find out. In you go. Dude, you did it. Everything looks all right. Yeah, what do we do now? Yeah, press the big button. I'll do that. Pushing. Push it real good. Bum ba dum bum 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 ba da ba da bum. Oh, I think I heard something to turn on. The conveyor belt's moving. There's a whole bunch of coal in the belt, though. So a whole bunch of dumped at the end of the belt in that wooden box you found. But coal, huh? Yep. I'm trying to remember where specifically that is. Where is the boiler? That's the problem. This place is so, like, weirdly put together. And then there are those things. It's just common sense. It's not really common sense, Ace. How many boilers a ship needs? Where the heck? Because that's the thing. This goes down. I'm so lost. I remember finding it, though. It wasn't up here, was it? It's right there. God damn it. It's a whole... If we can get some coal in there and set it on fire, let's do it. Alright, that's a lot. No coal left in the wooden box. And nothing. Great. Why would the swing coal and coal furnace do anything? Explain it to me again. We're planning to stoke the furnace with coal, which will heat the water stored up there and make steam. Which will drive something else. Am I correct? You want to pressure with the steam to power the turbine and drive the steam engine, right? In that case, that isn't enough coal. That furnace is enormous. I mean, a whole hell lot more coal than this. Ah, June! Thank you! I want to help too. I didn't even see her walk up. Are you feeling up to that? Yeah, you look like you're one stiff breeze from falling over, June. You better rest some more. I understand. There's a lot of work. I think this should be sufficient. Alright, now we just gotta light it. Should be hand me your matches. What makes you think I have matches? Well, then how do we light it? Otherwise, everybody allows to really like the coal. Let's take a look, shall we? Well, there's this thing. So I can't press that button. A remote ignition device. Gee, I thought about looking on the other side. You know, I should take a look over there. I've not even noticed. Where would we go if all three of these had been rusted shut? Well, there's the other side. I don't know what the deal is with the gears yet. Is it this thing? This control? Oh, yep, now we've actually got all the lights on. Is this? Yeah, I think it might be. Probably is. I think this is how you ignite the furnace. That means we move that thing down. The big gears turning... there's big gears turning the boiler there. They're spinning. What the hell are you guys waiting for? Start looking. Gold has a number of lines engraved on it. We got 3 colors, red, blue, and black. Well, they obviously go into the... Once you collect the 3 discs... Okay, I need to get to the final alcove and get the final thing. Silver, there's a bunch of lines on it, but the red ones really stand out, right? Interesting. It's reversed in the back. Okay, so with that done, this guy here. That's odd. Nothing's happening. You put them in the wrong place? Perhaps they're facing the wrong direction. When the disc is pressed, it will rotate a certain amount. When the white arrow is pressed, the discs are switched. Please note, when the discs are switched, the angles for the discs are reset. Okay. So the question becomes... That actually there we go. Because the red stands out. I think maybe I'm gonna make a star polygon with these. We did it, guys. We got it out. We made it through the puzzle because we're amazing. That was a big room. That room made me think. I mean, it's more the exploration than anything else.
The door's open.
The circumstance Jupiter's having is certainly understandable. He seemed to share his excitement.
All right, Junpei. Why don't you go get June now? Santa and I will keep an eye on the store.
Santa snorted.
Why do we need to do that? Even if it shuts, we know how to solve the puzzle now. We could just open it again.
Well, I suppose that's true. Shall all 3 of us go and collect June then?
Nah, I'm cool. I'll let Junpei handle it.
He still seemed irritated by something, however, and sat down on the stairs petulantly.
So are you only interested in being contrary?
He sighed with the air of his long-suffering
All
parent.
right, I'll go get June. I'll be right back.
Yeah, there's no reason to sit here and quibble about it. Before long, he's back on the first floor next to the conveyor belt in June.
Oh, Jumpy!
As he drew closer, she stood up
Are
slowly.
you okay?
He did his best to sound calm and nonchalant. There was no hiding the genuine concern in his voice.
Yes, I'm fine now. I'm sorry I made you worry.
It's so weird. It sets on so like unexpectedly, and then recedes so abruptly as well. June blushed. He wasn't sure if she was embarrassed or just still feverish.
Let me check.
Just to make sure, he reached out and put his hand against her forehead.
Good. You're feeling a lot better.
She was feeling far less warm than she had earlier, but she still wasn't down to what seemed normal
Are you
to him.
sure you're all right?
He had to be sure. June gave him a look.
Oh, you're such a warrior, Jumpy.
I misheard that as warrior for a second.
Oops, I mean, warrior.
Oh, that is what she said. He wasn't sure if she just made a joke or not, but seeing her smile made Junpei feel at ease. If she was well enough to smile and laugh, then she really was feeling much better. He gave her a friendly poke on the forehead.
All right, let's go.
Go where?
Oh, right. I didn't tell you.
She couldn't hear it?
We got the exit open, so...
Great, let's go.
She clasped her hands and nodded urgently. All right.
Oh, it's...
Santa?
Interesting. He was, however, holding something in his right hand, staring at it with a strange expression. Junpei and June slowed down and finally stopped in front of him.
What are you looking at?
Santa answered without looking up, his voice
It's
quiet.
a photo. It's my sister.
Oh, you have a sister.
Sister? Santa, you've got a sister?
I don't know why that surprised me, but like other than Clover and Snake, no one's ever, and I guess Lotus, no one's ever talked about their families. So you kind of forget they have them.
Yeah. Kid was cute as a button.
June cocked her head, confused.
She was only about an inch tall then?
Hey, you were the one being contrarian before.
Oh, sorry. I guess an inch is a little large for a button. Probably more like a half inch.
June. Santa didn't smile or laugh.
Sorry.
Why are you looking at it?
He simply turned back to his picture and
I
spoke.
was her Santa Claus.
That's...
Wait, what?
This sudden revelation took Junpei by surprise. He had no idea what Santa meant. He asked June, who shook her head as well. She didn't
We
know.
didn't have parents. They bought it in an accident when we were still kids. So I had to be like her dad. And that meant that I bought her Christmas presents every year.
With what money, though?
Christmas Eve, I'd leave the present next to her pillow. And the next morning, she'd come running into my room with this big smile.
Man, this is such an unexpected revelation.
Look, look, Santa left me a present. He got me that doll I really wanted. I'm so glad he got my letter. She was always so excited. I was the one who told her to write those letters. I'd say, write down something you want and mail it to Santa. The address I gave her was somewhere in Northern Europe that doesn't exist. Anyway, she'd write the letter and stamp it and send it out. And then a few days later, it'd show up back in our mailbox marked address unknown. I'd open the letters before she figured out they'd been sent back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Once I had the letter, I'd go around to a couple stores with some money I'd saved up over the year and buy her the stuff she'd asked for.
Wow, it's funny how ambivalent Santa had been, and, you know, he was kind of just a snarky, almost comical character. He didn't have the, like, deep nuance that a lot of the other ones did, except in his, like, four-leaf clover little scene. But I never really put him as that interesting a character, and this is just really, really shining a light on him, and he's actually moving up the ranks as one of my favorites now.
It took a lot of saving, but I managed to buy her presents every year.
Huh.
Junpei was silent. He could think of nothing to say.
Huh.
June looked down, uncomfortable about comparing the girl to a button before. Either he hadn't heard the sound or didn't Santa keep
But one
talking.
year, her letter was different. She didn't write a list of toys she wanted or anything like that. Instead, it said, I don't want any presents this year. Instead, I want you to make my wish come true. My wish is that we'll be happy like this for a really, really long time.
Aw, that's sweet, but it's also kind of terrifying.
That was it. Nothing else. But I couldn't make that wish come true. Some Santa I am.
Well, it's also really because Santa was always the weirdest one for him to call himself. Everyone else was directly related, and he was like Santa because of San. And I always thought that was dumb and weird. But I feel like he's fixated on this. This is the like one regret that just is consuming his life. Santa looked sad. She had never seen him look sad before. He wasn't sure he liked it. She decided it was probably best not to ask Santa any more questions.
What happened?
Yeah, Juna's not going to leave that alone. He answered, but only with an effort.
She died.
Oh, man.
She was killed 9 years ago.
Oh.
There's nothing Junpei could say. His heart felt like a great lump of lead. June bit her lip and looked away. Her face was... Yeah, that's... Although 9 years ago... I don't feel like that could be related to the first Nonary game, but I'm almost positive it is going to somehow be.
All right, let's go.
Because that number is just not going to be randomly plucked out if it's not relevant. He shoved the picture back in his pocket and headed back up the stairs, taking them two at a time.
Huh?
Junpei and June looked at one another. There was nothing they could think of to say.
Hey, what are you two doing? Let's get moving, come on!
You can't just drop that. His voice echoed across the room from above them.
Let's go.
Yeah.
They nodded and followed him quickly up the stairs. Ace was waiting for them at the top. He looked very tired.
Oh, you're finally back.
The door had shut. There wasn't a cause for concern.
Sorry we took so long.
Should we quickly solve the disc puzzle? Second time, the door opened once again. Have we had doors? I guess
go.
you had to prop them open before. After walking for 15 feet, they found themselves in front of a metal door. It opened easily enough, and they passed through as well. A new room stretched out before them. Oh wow, straight into the next puzzle. I was actually going to, like, pause and save the game.
Is this a warehouse?
No, I believe this is the cargo room. This must be where they store all of this vessel's freight.
There are wooden crates everywhere. I wonder how old they are.
That's an interesting question to have. Junpei, Ace, and June stopped unconsciously, pausing to take in their new surroundings. Santa's voice broke through their momentary trance.
Well, we probably ought to start with finding the exit, right? Let's get going!
All right. Well, we're not doing this room today. That will be happening next time. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. I will see you in the next episode.